Hmm. All right. So we've come to the morning of Ragval, and here in the village, Hist and Bjorg, as you look out as the mists of winter and the darkness begin seemingly to retreat. It has been 2 weeks since the last battle, since the invasion. An odd tension has come over the village as people find themselves, despite everything beginning to relax, find a beauty in the season of death, knowing that a reprieve like this is likely only a calm before a much more vicious and bloody storm. Looking about, you can see that many know that those they look at today, it's a good chance that none of the people that they saw today or see or interact with will make it to spring. This has been accentuated by the pyres that have burned for the fallen Hersairs. Alvis and his daughters had watched over a burning stone in honor of Asphalt that they had used their druidic magic to heat, and even now it's blackened, cracked, and only a bit of smoke rises. Pyre for Griff was made. And Alvis had planted a tree between the two in honor of Willow. The tree itself, though, now, without his magic to keep it alive for after the 2 weeks now have ended, has withered and died. Pyre for Griff, now covered in snow and just garbage and trash. The 2 brave warriors, the new one that had come, gone. The 2 of you, the only ones left from the raids, it seems. The leaders who led them through it. But in the midst of this, there is glimmers of hope. 15 soldiers from the elven village have come. Make sure you all record that. And others trying to seek shelter during the winter have found Ragval and seemingly decided to join. So while there is fear, there's still hope that this new town, not yet 1 year old, might become a thriving clan. Now, there are 2, both Marionetta and Halvard, who have become more important to all of you in the town. Regarded more as, and Gunthalion, and this has mostly been due to how they've interacted with the two of you. Projects. So with this in mind, everyone can start to brainstorm or talk or decide how do you feel like everyone's been integrated. And kind of somatically and visually, this can almost be of Hist and Bjork kind of remembering and whatnot. So this can take in the form of a question to another, like something along the lines of, I helped you with something. What do you feel like that was? Or you can say, you helped me with something. Go ahead, Bjork.
So can I first ask what their characters are?
Yeah, so Marinetta, Halford, and Guthalion, please introduce your characters. Just kind of give us the rundown so we can make these decisions.
Yeah, and if it's okay with Robin, then I'm going to kind of go with as far as part of this who the character is. I think you first would have met Marionetta as kind of a stowaway with Halvard. That's all right with you. She is a living doll. She's dressed like a toy jester and carries a giant hammer. I'll call back to Harley Quinn there. And she has a tendency to use magic in very unique ways. She, as far as a character in the clan, she has become very much an active part of helping with the younger children. So she'll play with them. She'll sometimes turn their toys into living toys for a time, and or just kind of keep careful watch on them, especially with what was her name? Mildred. Mildred, I think she would have taken a particular interest in, as far as just kind of helping and keeping watch, and just is very protective of the younger people in the clan. But as far as who she is, yeah, she uses a lot of magic to, but mostly in a playful way. And even though some of the clan might not be comfortable with magic, she usually is doing this just with the children, and it's not harmful in any way. It's just kind of a way to kind of keep them entertained. And she also plays music. She carries a fiddle, and she is otherwise just this clowning, smiling face of Ragval.
Hal is a tall dwarven man. He's hairy, he's got a deep voice, and he would have come to town hoping to get the party started. He heard of this great drink called cola. He went straight to the tavern wanting to try it. I imagine on one of these raucous nights that he tries to get everybody having fun and drinking. Somebody in town, I'm thinking maybe Benna or maybe Grindel, accidentally starts choking Halvarth with it's a Halvarth. I'm trying to use the Valika typeface. But he saves them from choking by the Heimlich maneuver or something, and it's all very joyous. And then in talking to them, hears of these recently fallen warriors And that's when it becomes clear that Halvarth knows Asphalt. Asphalt was indeed his sister. This is Asphalt's brother she had always been talking about. And now he learns that he has lost his sister, and his leaving home and avoiding his responsibilities are partly responsible for her death. And so then he stays in the tavern and starts drinking very sadly. He grows a beer gut. His beautifully ornate beard gets all disgusting. And I imagine somebody like Bjorg would eventually come to him, trying to encourage him to not waste his time. Asphalt, was always trying to put her best foot forward and try and encourage him to get his life back on track.
Oh, she definitely would. And she's probably holding on to Cliffhanger and is threatening him with it, that he doesn't get it until he shapes up.
I do think Cliffhanger was stolen by the Lady Evil, evil lady.
Take it? Oh, okay.
Yes. And I do think that, in the back of his mind, his righteous path quest to return Cliffhanger to his people. And so after, talking to Bjorg, he gets that fire back in him, and he is a paladin of the undying flame. Well, and he's very dramatic about it.
One of the things she would have done too, she would have drug him out of the tavern over to Ranulf and forced him to start training with us.
Halvarth maneuver.
And I will say,
your gut gone.
Sorry, there are so many crazy sirens. Marionetta did stow away, I believe. Jesus.
That's Marionetta, who just turned on all the toy cars.
Did stow away in Halvarth's bag. And they would party together, and I think Halvarth, in his very, very sad, tragic days now, just turns to Marionetta for any kind of joy or solace. She's the only one who can cheer him up.
I think to build on that, I think Marionetta takes almost a maternal role for Halvarth. I think that would be kind of funny.
So I think for Bjorg, seeing Marionetta and her relationship to the kids, and also with Hal, she would pull Marionetta aside with devious little plans of little pranks to pull on Halvar to keep him on his toes. Like when he's training with Renal, maybe throwing like a little spark or something at his feet to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, and I think she would go along with that, along with she would prank Halvarth by putting shiny shampoo to make him clean again to his beard.
Glitter.
There it is in his picture.
Bjorg would give you glitter. That looked great in his beard.
Yes.
He would love it.
When he's down for the count, we braid things into his beard. One day he might wake up with pink curly ribbons in it. Another day we might have made it look like a bird's nest with a little fake bird in it.
It always smells like peppermint.
And what about you, Donald? How can we work this in with you?
Oh, well, we're in the middle of winter. Gwen, as most people will not take to having to address the full piece, and frankly, he understands it makes things easier, so is willing to let it roll off like water on a duck's back. Is a druid. A little odd and eccentric because they naturally just prefer quiet and calmness over the noise of even a busy village, even amongst his own kin. But is known to tilt in out amongst the village due to requests of making things work between both peoples, and that Gwen knows which trees are best to go ahead and get to and from, and making sure that people at home aren't too riled up about over foresting to keep things safe in the village. And so has been helping along with that. I would say that's what endeared Gwen to everyone, as it is in the middle of winter, is that a unexpected snowstorm one night just snuck up on the village, where, while a few livestock had gotten out of control and got loose and caused a number of them to freak out and go get lost inside the snowstorm, and thinking that they were lost both because of temperatures and everything. That not only did he come back with all of them without losses, he brought back a few other wildlife friends to become food for the winter, and if makes it to spring, extra bonuses there.
I'd like to think Halvar thinks. Can you say your character's name one more time?
Gwenthalarian.
Okay, Gwenthalarian. I think Halvar, with the bringing in these animals for winter, sees Gwenthalarian as sort of like a,
oh no,
almost like a wise, sort of religious kind of figure. Has the answer to everything. Wise beyond their years, and anything that you say, Halvarth would probably follow as the most true.
well, let me describe Gwen real quick then, if it makes you reconsider your options on that decision for Halvard. Because while he's wearing a lot of leathers and greens just to blend in with the wildlife that he is, he wears he has a lot of bones. Like, he has multiple bone piercings, but the thing that stands out the most in regards to his aesthetic is that he has a bone necklace that on it is teeth, and not just like wolves or bears, but you're pretty sure some of them are humanoid as well.
And Gwenthalarian has a deep respect for fallen warriors.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure before we got into that.
What a pinnacle
What
of
a pinnacle.
society.
Oh, yes, totally.
I would also like to throw in too, just to tie in Hist. I think Halvarth, when meeting Hist, immediately thinks that Hist is incredibly insightful because he assumes he has intuited Halvarth's greatest secret, which is that he himself is an introvert. And he can be introverted with Hist, and he appreciates that very much. Hist is his only confidant.
Then his probably likes Halvar just because he's just like around him and silent.
Oh no. Oh no. And then I think Bjorg is, especially with given recent things, does Bjorg ever go scouting?
Oh, Yeah.
She'd occasionally have a little follower. Initially, it'd be a why is a giant eagle following me sort of thing. And or why is there this from this owl? I think I saw it 6 trees back, and why is it now 3 trees in front of me? Until one day, Gwen just walks out from behind the tree beside Bjork to just follow them and spend some time on the trails to just understand the day-to-day and what's deemed as important or things to look out for from Bjork's perspective.
You know, you could have just asked to come with me. I mean, I appreciate that you're following me and watching my back, but you could have just asked. I would have said yes. It's always nice to have a companion when you're out scouting.
Why would I need permission to go somewhere?
Weren't you following me?
I was out in the wilds. Could it not just be that we are in the same place at the same time?
Well, I suppose it could be that.
But it's an interesting perspective. Are you always so suspicious of others?
Oh,
Or has someone hurt you before and broken your trust?
there's that too.
We are to be allies, your tribe and mine. Perhaps you should... I believe I was always compared to someone's first date that they ever went on. They set an incredibly high standard and always expected things to be like that. Why are you comparing me to others when you do not even know me?
I'm not necessarily comparing you to others. It's just hard for me to trust. But right now, you have not given me a reason not to trust you.
But yet you acted in such a way in the first place, jumping to immediate suspicions.
Well, when you sort of grew up not being able to trust a lot of people, sometimes including your own family, it's hard to just trust people.
That is intriguing, given that many say you are one of the kinder hersers, as it were. So this is a very mixed perspective.
I suppose you could see it that way. Again, I could have just totally washed my hands of you, yet I didn't do that.
True. So it is more of restraint then for you than even if there is suspicions?
Yes.
Well, so who amongst you would be the one that would strike first and ask questions later?
Of those around me now? I'm not sure anymore.
That answer feels like it comes with some pain.
Well, I just lost 3 companions. And, so yes, there's still some pain there. I am trying to move beyond it and make new friends. I mean, the clan is like my family and friends, but there's always people coming and going.
True. But so who warms your bedside, and why do they not bring you joy?
I don't have anybody to warm my bedside. So,
That sounds like a problem you should remedy.
maybe. But right now their focus is on trying to survive the winter.
Oh, if you think about it in the way of things, surviving the winter is a goal, yes, but life needs to begin anew in the summer as well, and the spring. So, find someone to warm your bedside, and then give more life to continue to survive going forward. But that is just merely a casual observation of, well, it keeps me busy in the winter when I get bored.
And who warms your bed?
Ah, whoever or whatever piques my interest for the moment.
I see. Not into a long-term relationship then.
I mean, does the squirrel, when they see a nut, not just devour the nut and then go find another nut to enjoy?
Not necessarily. They've got to prepare for winter as well.
True, but most of the time they see food, they eat food, and then they go find more food, with a little rest in between. And they just look so adorable when they have their face stuffed full of nuts.
I can't argue with that.
Lead on and let us see what we can find, shall we?
Sure.
I think any time that Gwen Valerian leaves the camp with Marionetta behind, she enjoys playing with the animals. And one thing she really loves to do is to combine two of her spells. One of them is speak to animals, and the other one is rumor. And she loves kind of introducing scandals among the different animals. And the children seem to enjoy it too. And so she has to kind of interpret it. It's basically like become a daytime soap opera anytime Gwen Valerian leaves.
In the sea of children that follow along to hear this soap opera story, there's also Halvarth in the middle, clapping his hands, very excited.
Hist also probably assists with these stories with prestidigitation and other illusion magic.
At this rate, we could just become a traveling troupe of storytellers.
We have our new storyline. Let's just ditch the village altogether, and we're just gonna go from village to village.
Bye, Regval. Good luck not getting murdered.
We're making the world a better place. The village got worse because of us, so.
Right. If you need more, you can think about how you might have done what accumulates to 2 weeks of downtime. There's any fortification or other downtime activities y'all would have done together.
We do have two, I believe. I'm trying to find my map. I think we have 2 locations that are damaged still.
Yeah, take a week to repair them.
But we're also kind of low on some resources. We have 575 timber and 445 ore.
Well, we should probably go get some timber then.
Resource run.
Okay. So you wanted to try to get lumber?
I think that's a great idea.
Sounds like a plan. So going out to the dangerous wood here, we are gonna take 3 people leading it.
I would love to.
I am the guide, as it were.
I'll go to keep watch.
All right. So remember, we need the person who's going to lead the group, the other that's going to supervise the animals that drag the logs back to town, and one that keeps watch.
They still keep watch.
I will address the animals to keep them away from soap opera land.
That sounds like Halvard is the
Huzzah!
huzzah! Charisma check.
A 25. No, that's not true. A 20.
Very good. Then do checking the animals with animal handling.
I can roll digital dice. 21.
Okay. All right, and finally the perception check.
19.
I want to use my reaction, if I
Okay.
can, to give him a guidance,
All right.
because I can do that.
Because I
can.
can.
That would at least be a 20.
3. So 22.
Nice. All right. With that, it was very good because that will get you 400 pounds. Or you had me the alliances actually, so this is going to be 800 pounds of lumber.
Ooh. Wow.
Get from this.
And for the second week, I think we should repair one of the damaged places.
Sounds like an idea to me.
All right. So what's it look like? Because you can repair it. Tell me which one you're repairing. But what does everyone do? How do each of you lead in the repairing?
His probably make schematics and blueprints for how to how to repair it without making the structure collapse, and like where to fortify in order to make sure it doesn't happen again and things like that.
Well, let's see. There's nothing in here about the manual regarding things that help construct. But Marionetta can create a large-sized item to help here. So I'm thinking she can try to create a what's it called? Like almost like a wheel and axle, but like a pulley to help lift the items we're trying to put into it.
All right. Yeah, like that. So you're creating that and using your powers to make sure that works.
Halvarth jumps at any chance to demonstrate his physical might, and he will do the best he can, trying to work double time, carrying things on both arms, and also bouncing something on one knee until he gets a splinter and has to sit down.
You had me up to
Amazing.
For Gwen, it's going to be inquiring about how it got damaged, the paths people took to assault or cause it damage, and then working with nature to make it harder, i.e. like shaping it so that way the incline is harder or more difficult to approach, making it so that what that should have come to be spring, that the natural defenses of it will also be more in line for its protection. Things of that nature, like maybe creating a way that currently for winter, those paths or areas are being walked on, that they're just going to, like an evening routine would be just to put water so that way it's like running up an icy hill sort of thing to make it more difficult.
Yeah, Marionetta will kiss Halvarth Boo Boo to make it feel better.
Thank you, Marionetta.
So, very good. You had already cleaned up RF7. So now it's just RF1 and RF4.
Okay, so what Bjorg did to help all of this was she made sure everybody stayed hydrated, made them rest when they needed to. Basically, she just took care of the people while the work was being done.
Nice.
Mechanically, RF1 and RF4 are exactly the same, so I have no opinion. I would even flip a coin about it.
Yeah. So we're going to go up on the plans. And sounds like Bjorg's leadership. Do y'all want to flip, or what do we want to do? Because we've got Southern Watchtowers and the Manivigor towers.
I say do RF1.
Right.
You got it.
Only if everybody agrees.
You're the one who knows. You two are the ones who know the area the best at the moment. So,
Sounds good to me.
RF1 it is then.
All right, so that's 100 pounds of timber or iron.
Well, we did get, what, 800? Or did
Yeah.
we just use it all? Okay.
Very good then. Anything else you feel like as you all were? Because I know you said you included Renault in the training. Anything else on your characters and how they were coming together?
Well, clearly after training, we all had to go have a drink at the tavern. You know, we can't have Hal missing out on his cola.
Yeah. Cola, the meadery, and you get everything good. And what does everyone get to drink?
water.
First round is cola.
I'll have,
Indeed.
Nice.
I'll have the cola with just everything. Just hold everything but the water part of it. But I don't really understand, Halvard and Marionetta, why you both were coming here. Or was this just a happy little detour?
Gwenthalarian for this very drink! The cola!
That's
Glug,
true.
glug, 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 glug.
That's what he's been talking about ever since we hit the road.
So, for a drink is the reason you're now staying? It's that good?
Well, it was just a stop on my pub tour, you see, but, well, then the news of late asphalt. I must redeem myself. But we spent a day working hard, and you work hard to play hard. And so tonight we drink!
That's true. Tonight we're drinking.
See, Marionetta has the spirit.
I think you've had, without barely touching anything, I think you've already had too many spirits.
He burps.
What? Oh,
Well, I always take one so I can give it to Halvorth. I don't actually drink. I just give mine to Halvorth.
Her heart is thrice the size of her small body.
It's true.
are you saying, are you hitting on Marionette? Are you saying that she is hot like the hearth?
I am a married woman.
That does not mean you are not hot like the hearth.
That's true.
I concur, respectfully.
But Marionette, what brings you then on here with Halvard?
Well, it was a cruel summer. And I just need a new place to, to live. Not a lot of people take in living dolls.
I've seen stranger. Look at Hist.
What about Hist?
There's more to them than meets the eyes, I imagine, and what they keep concealed.
Oh no, I'll answer anything you ask. I just don't say much.
Marionette will try to crawl on top of you and take a really long look at your face.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
No, I don't think there's anything else other than Hist.
Maybe that's just my own interpretations then. But Bjorg and Hist, as the long-standing members of this community, what is your plans for winter besides just surviving it?
I think the answer is clear. We must recoup, cliffhanger, and avenge our fallen friends.
Yeah, all of them. Both those here and those elsewhere.
Huzzah!
I'm not so sure how that's clear, but okay, that's your thoughts.
Well, I do have a concern. One of our fallen made a deal with, was it an archdeity
Archdemon.
or archdemon? And I am curious whether she's still going to hold true to what she says, even though the one who made the deal is no longer with us.
Was the deal with the individual or with all of you?
It was with the individual, however, the deal was requiring the soul of one of Ragval's people. Didn't say whose soul,
They can have mine.
said a soul.
Well, I think that would be an issue for them to take up with the deceased, which I
Yeah.
guess would technically be within the domain of whoever you killed them. So to me, that sounds like a way to solve one of your problems.
Yeah.
Is let
just-
them find it out,
all you can do, what you need to do is go find the body of the deceased and burn it.
and that accomplishes what?
I don't know. Well,
So,
if they come for somebody, we fight them, right? We'll just kill them.
Of course, for the good of the clan.
Well, that might be easier said than done, but that's an option.
But what's the other option?
Well, as you stated, one of us could give up our soul. Not sure that that's a wise choice.
I don't really think I have a soul.
Now, Hist, you have two. They're on your feet.
I crawl down and look at your feet.
That is true, but that is a different soul.
oh,
I poke your foot with a fork.
when Kesa shows up, she's going to kill me for dragging her into this mess.
Who's that?
It's I think acquaintance is the best way to go ahead and phrase it, as using friend with them is a stretch of things, but she is going to wonder and probably strangle me for dragging her into this mess. But that's okay. So it sounds to me, at the very least, that the objectives for personal matters are to reclaim some object called Cliffhanger, retrieve your friends' bodies / possessions and burn them, and find somebody you really, really, really dislike to have as an insurance policy and offer them up as a sacrifice if necessary to make sure that the deed is covered, whether you're liable or not.
There might be another option. Well, I once made a dark deal myself. Not anything like that, but there's usually ways to contact such beings. Maybe we could go back to where you met them, or you could use magic to talk to the dead person, or you could talk to one of the spiritual leaders of the clan. Or we could just pretend like it never happened.
I vote the latter. That is what you do with bullies, you ignore them. Do not feed into their wicked games.
I don't know. She may already know that this person is dead, and we may not ever see her. But I can't say for sure. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Plus, the insurance policy if someone you really, really dislike him would be okay with never ever seeing again. As you said, go ahead.
Oh no, you had something.
It's just as you said, there's never promised as to whose soul it would be. So, if you're going to kill somebody anyway, and you just keep them alive for the rest of winter, ta-da! You're doing the same thing, right? So, problem solved.
I'm not sure I would want to wish that on even my worst enemy, to be potentially tortured.
I mean, some people deserve to be tortured. At this, Gwen is just fingering their bone necklace.
Well, doesn't sound like we're gonna find any answers in here. But the other things we should be taking care of, such as... Wait, what are the other things we need to take care of? And Halberth, do you need another drink?
We should probably check with the other clan members to see what issues they are having, or if there's something the chief needs us to do.
Okay.
You can see Halvarth is sitting on a stool. That's not actually a stool. It is a barrel of beer. There's a little straw coming out from the bottom. So he's good.
I believe someone did find some answers in this place.
Frat boy.
Sounds like it.
All right. I'd say, yeah, we'll talk to the chief.
Well, I think that could wait until the morning.
Oh. So, Gwen the Valerian.
You may just call me Gwen if that makes things easier for you.
Gwen, why do you join Ragvar?
I was given some instruction. Well, I was given a choice. You could help out here, or I could find myself sleeping out in the trees for the rest of winter.
Which did you choose?
I'm starting to think maybe I should have chosen staying out in the trees for the winter, but I'm here right now.
Who would be cruel to make you stay in the trees all winter?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were, for some reason, an increased, irritation of my fellow clans people for making my way from treehouse to treehouse and thinking that maybe I should spend some time elsewhere. I was just keeping myself warm and busy for a little.
Not even gonna ask.
Well, I, for one, am happy to be here. You have a lot of good people here.
Good people can do a lot of stupid things.
You said good, not smart.
Well, depending upon how things go, sounds like you could have a lot of dead good people in the near future. So let's try to help fix that, shall we?
Does the clan ever go hunting?
Not the clan as a whole. The hunters go.
Just wasn't sure what the clan needed. I just want to make sure I'm pulling my weight, which isn't a lot, but
You're doing wonderfully, my dear. Although, the stories that the animals are now telling me are they're quite spicy. Maybe you missed your calling.
the animals have their way. Nature, life finds a way.
Life does need things to live.
It's life to live.
Oh,
All right. This then, as you seemingly are ending some of the conversation, we're gonna need to go to early break, and then we'll come back as we begin the next scene.
Okay.
right here.
Alright. So, to leave the inn, or rather the meadery here, hear the voice of Ranulph ringing out against the dark night. Lighter, because of the snow, it's almost gives it a scarier point. Halt! Who goes there? And it carries across the snow blanketed village. Nothing to absorb the echoes. You can hear a response that's softer and haggard, but still audible. Oh, swear, nothing more than a merchant. I brave the road from household and seek shelter. I've wares to sell. What would you like to do?
A merchant in town. Maybe we should go greet them.
We should at least see what they're bringing in. It's always good to inspect goods.
Yeah.
Alright. You go, you can see at a gate, one at your two fences that's blocked off. What looks like a old balding, wispy-haired man with a large pack on his back, who's walking alongside an ox cart loaded high with crates.
Hello there.
Half frozen, can I come in? And Ranulph quickly goes aside to you, Marinetta, since you talked to them. I don't like this. I think he's a vampire. He's strange, appearing out of a snowstorm. Ask him permission to enter. People won't like this.
Well, let's test him. And then if we can find out he's not a vampire, we will have him follow us without inviting him in. Let's see. Test
Could
for
also just be
vampires.
like us.
Yeah.
I don't get cold.
Yeah. Well, we could ask if he's had blood. Excuse
We
us.
Should I go?
Sam?
I was gonna say we could just bluff and pretend. I don't know. I'm gonna turn to Gwen. Can you make sunlight?
Oh, I can't do that, no.
You're muted.
Who?
I asked Gwen. Sorry.
Oh,
I still can't hear you, Bobby. I'm sorry.
Donald, but yeah.
McDonald's. I'm sorry.
You're good.
oh
No, I was double layer muted. That's what was going on. I hadn't planned on making anything sing like the sun. Well, not yet this early in the evening. But Marinetta's personality shines like the brightest rays. Or maybe Bjorn can be the charm.
I don't have any magic.
We could just lie and pretend we could create sunlight and see how they react.
Could we not just ask them if they are a vampire? A creature of the night.
Would one not lie about that?
I had not considered such a dastardly maneuver.
What you got there in those wares?
Oh, types of things. Oh, sorry.
Well-
This is Ronald's voice. All types of things. Got weapons.
Well, before we let you in, we have to, of course, inspect. Make sure you don't have any bombs.
So, okay, sure, yeah. Can look at it.
Who wants to investigate this?
Someone's giving a lot of
Yeah.
feedbacky sounds.
I hear it too.
Do we know who it?
You just mute yourself, Robin.
Yeah. Well, I was testing to see if it was me.
It's not. I already tested you. I don't know. It's not. There's no sounds right now, is there?
No.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to test again later because it's going in and out.
Yeah.
You know. See.
Let's take a look at what they got, and then we'll have a better idea. And then we can kind of ask them about their inventory and see if it matches.
Well, Marionetta has the merchant distracted, or is speaking to them. Halvarth is going to open his senses for channel divinity.
Okay.
And see if he can sense any undead or fiends.
Open up. You don't sense any in your immediate vicinity.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for more natural things, like are there footprints? There, all the things leading up to, is the person covered, in the natural elements and things of that nature. Is the cart actually making, the things I expected to do in the road / the snow and all that fun jazz?
Yeah, looking there, you can see there's what looks like tracks from the ox and the wagon and this individual.
Okay.
Can I see if he's casting a shadow? Don't vampires not do that?
There's torches around, and it does appear that there's a shadow coming off of him.
Does he cast a reflection in all of my glistening gems and jewels?
Oh my god. You have to get pretty close. I guess you could go ahead. You get real close. You show the gems. Oh, that's really pretty right there. You trade for them. Would you trade for them? We could if we could do that. Get out of the cold. You'd freeze. And this is like a snowstorm. As you look and you can see his almost like what you think might end up soon being a frostbitten nose in your gem.
No trade for tonight, good sir, but once Marionetta finishes her check of your inventory, we will take you straight to town.
All right. I climb into the back of the cart, see what I sees.
All right. Open it up. Kind of taking off some of the large hides that protect the wares. You do see shields, swords, about 100 different blades.
Mm-hmm. Are any of these blades silver?
No.
Okay, so basically just standard equipment, standard fighting equipment.
That's what I'm
Mhm.
kind of okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to check for any hidden compartments.
All right, give me an investigation check.
All right. I will ask this question just once, but given my bit of a backstory here, I have worked in the mercantile industry. Would that give me any bonus to this?
Sure. I can say you have advantage to it.
Investigation. Uh, 17.
Okay, looking forward to you. There's some standard compartments that are just meant to maybe keep things out of the weather. From a quick rundown, but nothing overly secret.
Very, very cool. Okay. I'm going to climb down and I'll come back. Yep. Just standard fighting equipment. Looks like here to probably sell to, for the upcoming battles. Kind of smart for merchants to do that this time of year. I don't see anything nefarious based on the inventory.
You are muted, Donald.
What is your good name, good sir?
Bernard Harker.
George, yes, this is your run of the village. What would you like to do about this?
Well, I'd say we let them in. They seem quite cold.
Oh, fortunately, there's a fireplace.
The last time I encountered a traveling merchant, he had the most marvelous daughter, and one night we shared a dazzlingly romantic kiss under the moonlight, and turns out she had a curse put upon her name, and our kiss broke that curse, and Halvarth is gonna, as we walk back to town, just recount this summertime tryst.
Is this story exaggerated in any way, shape, or form?
People behind the fourth wall would think so, but Halvarth believes everything he is saying.
Okay. Oh.
I have a pre-prepared list of things that Halvarth has done, and this is actually on it. So,
While everyone is listening to Halvarth's little story, I'm just gonna wild shape my way into the back of the cart. It's a tiny little spider.
I will open the door to the pub. I don't say the words, "May you can come in," but I walk in. The door remains open.
Very good. The door. Oh, we'll say. Thanks for the invitation, and pushes him into the cart. Comes in, and Ox comes along their way.
Before we leave Ranulf, I make sure to remind him that we need to have someone watch him at all times while he's here.
Enough size, right? It gives you kind of the look of I didn't want to let him in the first place, and I got to make sure I got to get someone to watch him. Very looking to the boss type of look. Like, that's my recommendation. Now I'm responsible for your decision. Fantastic. And
Technically, it wasn't my decision, so
puts all the hair stirs together. It's like, oh, standing here.
Can I get you a drink?
Yeah, that would be.
Do you prefer spirits or something a little bit more? And she kind of like rubs her skin because she doesn't know that they know that he's not a vampire.
What? I'll take something that warms the belly.
Okay. And I will grab a cola. Here you are. So what brings you out in this storm?
Looks. Normally I want it. I run a leisure for a ship, a merchant ship, the Northern Prospect. Thing is, it was lost at sea last week, along with plenty of other fine ships. Only one came back. With only a skeleton crew remaining. They gibbered about men crawling up from the sea, killing their crews and scuttling the ships on the teeth. It all sounded quite mad, but something about it got to me. And I had wares to sell, and not any money, so decided I'd rather brave the winter road than a haunted sea.
Yeah. That makes
A
sense.
wise decision, yes. Anybody would react the same if a boat of undead washed up to your shop. Unexpected. A skeleton crew, you say?
I feel like Marionetta has animated the keg that Halverth is on, so it kind of moves around like a chair as he's drinking.
I mean, when it comes to bad choices, give me the known over the unknown any day. I've seen the bite take a soul's leg right up to the knee. I've seen the wolves that can be shooed off with fire. But seeing the looks in those sailors' eyes and hearing the death echoing in their voices, I'm never setting foot on a ship again. The ice might take my body, but something took their souls. And they were the lucky ones.
I've never been on a ship, but it sounds like there's a certain superstition with most ships, and well, by superstition I mean real things like ghosts at sea and monsters.
You say so. But I looked in their eyes. Whatever they saw, it wasn't a superstition that did that to them.
Yeah. So, what was it?
I told you what they said it was. I tend to believe them.
This town has a lighthouse, does it not? Perhaps the lighthouse keeper has seen something similar to this account.
Didn't you all have like a shipwreck earlier, like in the fall or summer or something along the way near that lighthouse?
It's the story they tell.
Just why would people? Are there people that live under the sea?
Yes, there are.
Are you friends with them?
Just one.
Sounds like you're on a grand adventure to make more friends.
Not with them.
Out of curiosity, such things out at sea, would that be a benefit to the clan to keep enemies away during the winter?
Sure, they would be a benefit if they could be trusted.
And why can't you trust them? Or is this more of your trust issues coming back, Bjorg?
Maybe that's a story you'd like to hear from Mardal.
Who's Mardal? Is she cute?
She's taken.
And?
I don't think you want to piss off her significant other.
I mean, rule number 1 is don't get caught, right?
Well, it would be kind of hard not to get caught since they're together almost all the time.
Woodland stroll.
I don't think she would go for it. I mean, I suppose you could try to charm her, but I seriously doubt.
All these rules about who you can. Like, life is fleeting. Just embrace the moment. Anyway. Oh, I'm not even there. They're yeah, okay. But yes. Please continue. I guess I'll be there. But yes. So there's sea people under the sea, and you're not friends with them, and they can't be trusted. But you're friends with one of them. What's the difference?
Well, again, that's her story to tell, not mine.
But you're the one making the judgment that they can't be trusted.
I'm not the only one who made that judgment.
Hiss? You make that judgment?
Sorry, what? I was figuring out.
Why can the people under the sea not be trusted?
Oh, well, they did just infect people and...
Let's just say all they want to do is conquer, and they cannot be reasoned with.
We tried a lot. It did not go well. I even got infected for a little bit.
Infected?
Yes.
Above table, I think Aiden and Julie are talking about two different sea people. But we do know both of them.
Well. Okay.
Do you have a family with you? No, it was just you. That's right.
Talking to them? Nope. You talk with each other. You have to say if you're talking to the NPC.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I mean, just myself.
How long are you planning to stay here?
I guess on my trade, if I could stay through the winter,
Well, if
I
you
mean-
do stay through the winter, there are certain things you need to know. There are certain... everyone here must pull their weight.
You also must understand that we'll probably put you under strict surveillance for a short while.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, I don't understand actually.
Which
You've
one?
inspected my wares. You've had me in. What? Like you got to know where I am every second. Sounds like you could take me out whenever you want.
Well, I don't mean to be blunt, but we could do that anyways, and the whole reason would be just to gain your intention. Sure, you may not have any goods of malintent, but that doesn't mean the goods you have can't be used with malintent, nor could abilities you have.
Kind of stops drinking and just sort of sits back, holding his bout. All right.
They have trust issues for some reason.
It's merely precaution.
For what it's worth, I trust you implicitly.
You may say no and leave. I will not hold you here.
Okay.
Let's just say we've been duped by a merchant before.
All right. So, better watch my back around everyone here then. All right.
Look at that. We're making friends.
No one here will harm you as long as you harm no one here.
Yeah. Except you're looking for... You're expecting me to do something. You're looking for things. That's dangerous.
I do have a question.
Yeah?
Where'd you get that belt?
That made in Oxford.
Is it magical?
No, I don't have that type of coin.
Like I did hear correctly. Like when he got defensive, his first action was to move his hand to his belt, right?
Yeah.
I got a card.
Are you carrying a weapon? It's okay if you are.
Yeah, I'm carrying
Yeah.
a weapon.
Okay. No, that's smart. I just wanted to... Okay.
People talk about keeping me under surveillance. That they don't trust me. They're waiting for me to do something wrong so they can attack me. I get a little... Gotta watch myself now.
Yeah, I get that. You know, you've been through a lot. And I don't think anybody here meant anything negative to you specifically. I think that there have just been some weird things going on. It's winter. People are on edge. But, however, having said all that, I mean, look at me, right? I'm what I am. Most people would probably just destroy me on sight or get freaked out. But I was welcomed here. But there was also a period of time when people kept their eyes on me. And I still think they do sometimes. But you just have to think of it like this. You have to remember that regardless of what other people may think, if you're a good person, that's what shines.
Right.
You know, Bjorg, we talked about something just a little bit ago about coming to conclusions on first impressions with meeting people.
Anyway, I do have my goods if you want to buy them.
You're welcome to set up shop.
Right.
I think. I look at the others to make sure.
So he'll look at us. I've got about 100 blades and shields. I can do wholesale to your village for 500 gold. You can distribute them how you wish.
Yeah, the weapons looked good.
What time of day is it, Matt?
It's night.
All right, well, it seems that tensions are high this eve. I suggest we break for the night. Why don't you, new friend, spend the night with Marionetta and I? We will show you a great time. We will have a party here in the tavern, and we will set you up for the night down the hill where our old merchants used to reside. I think that it is...
The ones that you hate.
Well, not me. I mean, like Marionetta said, we just came to town.
So put me in the same place where there's a bad memory imprinted in the populace. I see.
We will put you in a warm bed, in shelter, for this winter's eve, and then come the morrow, we will introduce you to our blacksmith. See if there might be something to gain from your weapons that you're willing to sell, and then we will talk to our chief and see if we might be able to investigate what has happened to this ship you tell tales of.
All right. Sounds all right.
Excellent.
Elfrith, I'm really proud of you. Completely supportive of you making a new friend. And you can come over anytime you like.
Oh, thank you. We are going to have a great night.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Now, the first thing we must do is have Ragval's signature drink as a toast to new friendship. Here is cola, and then we put 3 cloves of garlic in it to keep our warriors hardy and strong. Cheers!
It's like those look like looking over at Bjork like that one wants to kill me. These are crazy. All right, what's the close? Here we go.
Antioxidants, yes.
Take mine and give it to Halberth.
Crunchy, crunchy. I'm just confirming they don't combust into flames or anything.
I mean, there's a burn of the heart, but other than that, they're
Oh.
fine.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be fun in the morning. Very good. There's nothing else you can go down for the night.
I wanted to go talk to. Go ahead.
I was
Go
gonna.
ahead.
He's just gonna camp out outside wherever he's sleeping, because he doesn't sleep anyways.
Makes sense. What did Gothalion want to do?
I wanted to go speak to their animals to see how they're treated by this dwarf.
Okay. Very
Since
good.
everyone else is up on edge. Yeah. So
So do you want to speak with animals?
I do want to speak with animals, yes.
Okay. Hey there.
Why, hello there. Aren't you the most charming pair of... Is it oxen or
Yeah.
oxen I've seen in a while?
s- Well, thank you. You're one of the best two-legged folk I've seen in a while.
I try, but people are weird. And I'm
Much
weird.
better behind than Ferdinand does.
Oh,
If that's your preference, we can do something about that in a couple of days. But I was wondering, is Ferdinand your companion? Or is the person that Ferdinand the person you ride with?
He led me through the snow. Wolf came, killed it. Doesn't let me get eaten. pretty good gig.
It's a decent gig.
Kind of looks back, and he's got like a healed over scar. Before him, they let things attack me, and then they'd pick him off. He stands in front. Pretty good guy.
Okay.
Let himself get wounded before me. Can't complain.
Well, that's awesome. Well, while you're staying here, is there anything that you would like?
We have blue hay.
No.
Oh, any hay?
Not- Yes.
Okay. Well, if I get hay, water, they both sound pretty good. Is there any way, the other ox hang out where they party?
Well, there is a barn a bit a ways from here, but are you looking to just hang out, or are you looking for something a bit more needy?
Depends. If things go well.
I'll see what I can do.
I don't want to presume, I'm not entitled to anything.
You're such a nice oxen. I like you. I like your friend. Let me go get you some hay. I'll see what I can do for you.
All right.
And I'll go get him some hay and some water. And then I'll let Marionetta know that, she needs to talk to her oxen friends with the animals and see if anyone would be interested and go to bed.
I think the only thing Marionetta does is she just invites Hist inside to play with Halvorth and his new friend, if he wants. And then she will go to bed.
Halvarth intends to stretch his bedtime as much as possible, and in a very masculine bro way will braid this guy's hair as they talk about his journey and travels, and Halvarth figures out a way to make it about himself.
Very nice. All right. In that case, anything for the night? All right. So was there specific things for the next day you wanted to do?
I think we talked about going to visit the chief to get an idea of any thing that had come up that we needed to take care of.
Yeah, so we need to talk to the chief first about this person that we've let in, and if there was anything that he needed us to take care of.
Halvarth's also willing to check in with Mardal and Ulfiger, and maybe Asa, I don't know, to see if any of this sounds familiar to them, if they know of anything recently happening, if Asa has any particular feelings about this, if it was Laneshi or whatever.
Okay, talking to Asa about that. Yeah, meeting Asa, telling the story to her, she kind of shivers. Which is the thing for her, is the cold doesn't normally get to her. So, well, that's... That certainly sounds like something whoever I was, person I was, his friend could do, right? She had the dead at her beck and call when we met her.
Is this activity typical typical, run of the mill, or is this a ramping up? Should the clan be concerned?
I don't know. They were gathering power. We let them have that artifact. If they want to come and get resources, I don't know what would stop them. Besides, and she goes and you start to get that she has no memory of her time with Laneshi, so she doesn't fully know. She just kind of thinks the worst thing would be they could come by sea through the water. Be hard to know if they were here. She looks at her stone. Wonder if they'd want this place. There is a magic to the lost stone.
Also with the undying power, heat, and focus of the flame, I will do my best to protect you in this lost stone. You have my solemn word.
She nods. Thank you. Hey. If there's anything I can ever do to help you, let me know. Your brother helped me a lot. He talked about you too. Working together with my love because of them. Just so you know.
Your words mean a great deal to me. Thank you. Huzzah! And he flourishes his cape and leaves.
It just goes, huzzah, and shows her 3 rows of teeth.
And I'll tell my friends about how it sounds like the Laneshi and they might have an interest in the Lost Stone. Good thing that we have it beefed up to maximum. As a rank 3 fortification.
It's more than just that. They're working with, I believe, if I remember correctly, a necromancer, or she is one. So that's a big problem. Hiss, did you have something to add?
You seem to have a lot of undead problems. Bjork, you seem to have first-hand knowledge of this necromancer. Did you leave on good terms?
I didn't talk to the necromancer. I said they're working with one.
Well, then where might we find this necromancer so we could perhaps remove that from your problem list that seems to be ever-growing?
Potentially in the sea with the Laneshi.
clarifying question. The Laneshi are necromancers. Is that
Yes.
right?
There's a lot of
Okay.
necromancers, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, Matt, they sacrifice in twins. They sacrifice one for the other.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sacrifice that and bind the soul to the other to increase their magical power.
Just thinking out loud, but if you were a necromancer of the sea, and there was a powerful necromancer of the land, would you make for great allies or nemesises? Two of nemesis.
Nemesisters.
Nemesisters. Ah, Marionetta, you are brilliant yet again.
I may have to drink after meeting all of you. But depends on the goals. If, just like with anything, I would think that they could tolerate each other for a bit.
All right, how are you?
And then, even the desires of those who wish to rule over the realm of undeath, that one would try to usurp the other over time would be my expectation of such things. Either that, based off of a couple books I found in Trespassing Merchants, they try to sleep with each other and take over the world. That's the third option.
We could always try to fly over.
You want to fly somewhere?
Well, I mean, if we were trying to find them in the water, sometimes it helps to look down from the air.
You've not spent a lot of time beneath the water.
Sure, I have.
The real issue is getting down there once we locate them. If I'm correct, most of you need to breathe.
Based off of the expected numbers that I would want to incur with that, I'd say that 66% of you need to be able to breathe underwater, yes.
Well, for the rest of you, isn't there a spell or a magical thing you can do?
Some people can, yes. But there are risks with that as well. Such as if someone were to dispel the enchantment and all of a sudden you're left without being able to breathe underwater. It would be a certain way an easy way to become a undead construct, as it were, if you were to do such a thing.
Like me.
You're an undead construct? You
I
look
don't
like
know.
you. But if an underwater voyage was of your desired intent,
Well, it
we
just
could make
depends
that
on
trip.
whatever we're trying to locate. I mean, if we want to go find these folks who are underneath the water, that's going to require us to be under the water, right?
Or we get them to come to us and become our prey instead of their prey. It's always fun when the prey becomes the hunter.
I'm also not that great while wet.
I know very little about the Laneshi. I am a man of the mountains. Are they less formidable on land than they are in the sea?
I don't know. But I say we table this discussion and go talk to the chief.
Okay.
Wise as ever, Bjorg. To the chief! Huzzah!
Halvard, are you a man of the mountain or are you a man of the drink?
Well, now that you mention it, I am a man of the drink, but I am the Bergman. I am the mountain. Ha ha!
Sure, let's go to the chief.
Very good. So going to the chief, again in a somewhat simple area. Raffensheim. Herr Serzen. New friends. What can I help you with?
Well, first, we let a merchant in last night.
I've heard there's many rumors that come about that. Everyone's a bit skittish for the winter. Jumping in every shadow.
Well, we've searched his inventory, and Halvard and Marionetta have set him up in a house.
He nods and seems to think, well, having merchandise here and those who know how to sell it can always be useful ourselves.
In addition, we came to see if there was anything you needed of us.
Sets and thinks. Can't say. Can't say there is. Just, I know you've been working on repairing and getting resources. It's basically all we need in case of attacks.
All right, then we'll mingle among the clan and see what they need help with.
Mm-hmm. And kind of nods. You see, for the most part, again, with so many things being left to you for the defense and him keeping things ready, going over plans in case of attacks. It's, as always, up to all of you. But as we get into this week, there is another chance for downtime, unless there's something else y'all wanted to do.
I'd be down to repair more if we still have resources.
Sounds good. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to have to take another quick little break. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Oh. Out of curiosity, what is... We spoke of a few things last as to desires and wants. If you had to prioritize one versus the other, what would everyone be wanting to resolve? What issue would everyone want to be resolving first? 'Cause I don't think there's a good response any which way.
Between getting resources and protecting.
Regarding our underwater problem, our avenge one's brother problem, and addressing your deal with the devil sort of problem.
I don't think anything can be done about the deal unless we get more information.
Yeah, I'm not sure what can be done about the deal either.
The greater thread with Bluthvithra was that she was using some sort of blood magic to corrupt nature in the sheltering wood, and those things were raiding our clan.
All right.
So she's run off now with more powerful magic. Halvarth personally wants to go avenge Asphalt, but Robin the player also, there's more going on there than just Asphalt.
Oh, as the outside, quote unquote outsiders, it's trying to find out information in character, both as the player and as a character.
Well, I mean, we could attempt to take the vampire down again. Maybe it'll work out better a second time.
Oh, boy. Oh, I almost killed them.
So Halvar thinks that's where his vote is, but above table, I think I recognize that Matt gave us the merchant as a quest hook. So heading into the ocean feels relevant in that way.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think the ocean's probably, because we haven't been there in so long, and that's probably the. Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you guys want to do, Bjork's not thrilled about going back into the ocean.
Me, the player, I'm not thrilled about it, but we got to do it at some point.
My experience in Zelda games has taught me the water dungeon is never the place to go.
I agree with that.
So,
Well, and then again, there's the issue of some of us needing to breathe.
I can address that with a day of preparation. I just did not come prepared with it per se in this regard.
It's fine because we have the downtime to process anyway.
Yeah, but I can get us to breathe underwater.
Now, Marionette obviously would want to go wherever Halberth's going, but I do think the water feels more relevant at the moment.
I agree. And Halvarth made a good new friend, so I shall avenge my new friend. I do think that I vote we do this before we process the downtime Matt just brought up.
Mm. That seems reasonable.
Fine with me.
Sounds good.
Sure.
let's go through my spell list. Um, so above table conversation here. I have, well, in case any of us two were to, completely go splat, does anyone have the means of resolving that?
Resolving that?
AKA someone dies.
I mean, if
Oh,
I have
no.
the spell slots, I have healing magic.
But dying, not so much.
I don't have Revivify.
No, I don't have anything like that.
Okay, then. So let's just avoid that option. Did they change that? Wow, they were. That's gonna be spells.
So, should we talk about how we're going to find them?
I mean, the easiest solution seems to be get aboard a ship.
And bait them?
Yes. Though it does make taking a ship out onto some icy waters.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to do that to one of our ships?
I mean, best I can make is a rowboat, and I don't think that's going to carry all of us.
Or maybe entice them to strike, sort of thing. And unfortunately, spell changes have nerfed some of the tools I would normally use for this situation. Yeah. Yeah, Conjure Elemental no longer gives me a servant. It's so bad. I'll have to ask Matt about. Like, I could, in theory, if Matt will let me summon a water elemental, I could have it do a little bit of looking around, but spells changed 2024.
I could make a giant lure
Oh,
that goes into the ocean to try and lure them toward us. Technically, I could make a horse that goes into the ocean.
Technically. But yes, I will be able to get us at least living through the first 5 minutes of being underwater.
Good to know.
Yes. So we were discussing some logistics as well as what to do next while you were away. Had a couple questions. As because apparently they took away being able to conjure, like actual elementals that have functioning with conjure elemental
Right.
in 2024,
Yes.
taking away utility. But at the same time, we had a wind sensor, to summon elementals with. So, am I able to summon like a water elemental and have it be functional, or was it item specific?
Well, that'd be item specific. The item can do it. But
Okay, fine. So yes, unfortunately, I don't have an answer as to how we can find them easily per se beyond baiting one of our boats.
If we know what they like I said, I could make a construct that looks like something they like and try to get them to the surface. But I don't know enough about these creatures to know what they'd be looking for, and they might be using senses other than sight. So,
Oh, well, they're probably definitely looking for anything with power. So, probably any type of magic items that could potentially give them power or useful in battle.
Also was worried about the law stone. And she was also worried about their sneakiness.
Why was she worried about the lost stone?
Well, because it's magical. She worries that they might be targeting it.
So,
It is on an island, surrounded by water.
so what if we brought instead of sailing one of our wonderful ships across the open seas, filled with ice and things of that nature, we make a wonderfully loaded boat with supplies that, are useful, such as making it stacked like a storehouse for weapons and such, make a big show of it. And so then there's a target-rich ship with a whole bunch of stuff they'd want to steal, plus the Lost Stone, and see what comes of that.
I'm not sure moving the Lost Stone from the island is a good idea.
I didn't say move the Lost Stone, but more make a show of moving a whole bunch of goods, because it's easier to move things by boat than it is by cart and mule, from the wharf to the Lost Zone. Like we're making provisions and stocking it up in case something bad were to happen. And then they have a ship that's nearby that's loaded with known goods, plus a Lost Zone, so it's doubly rich in incentives to do so.
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Use it make it too hard of a temptation to resist, even if they think it might be a trap.
That could work.
I think it sounds like a good plan.
All right, so we intend to bait the Laneshi to the Law Stone, and then take them on.
And pursue if necessary.
say let's make it happen. Bring them to us rather than us going to them.
Okay. So you want? So it sounds like you want to trap and bait the Lost Stone.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you're trying to do. So what do you want to set up there?
So we want to make a big show of loading a large amount of materials that are normally difficult to move. So like lumber and wood. And maybe some armaments, because they seem to like target rich things that have wealth based off of Bernard's provisions and comments on the matter. And then have it take a short jaunt over to the Lost Stone and begin unloading the materials there. Like, oh, we and perhaps converse loudly that we've heard near the shorelines and such, that we've heard of Laneshi raids, and that therefore, given concerns for the Lost Stone, we need to spend some time and increase the fortifications even further, like more permanent defensive posture things, so that way they can't get it ever.
I can say these tidbits with my head under the water. Hopefully it will travel to them faster and better. I just dunk my head in and I say, all right, we are safely bringing our provisions to the Lost Stone. Hopefully the Laneshi will not find us here.
You're definitely the mountain, Halvard. Definitely the mountain.
We are fast friends, are we not? And I pat you on the back.
I'm not sure mountain is fast, but yes.
Okay.
So that's the thought that I have.
Okay. So you're making a show of. You want to say that you're fortifying. So what benefit are you wanting to get from this?
Tempting them to loot a boat.
To either loot the boat or determine that they need to make an attempt on the Lost Stone before it's further fortified and more difficult to obtain.
Gotcha.
Even if it's just like a raiding party sort of thing, and then they can figure out things from there.
Take us to your leader.
That part.
Gotcha. So you're hoping that it would be a bigger one. All right. Sounds like a plan. In that case, I'll go ahead. You can describe what each of you are doing. Things that make sense receive lower DCs. Things that are more questionable receive much higher DCs. To kind of get this trap and what you think is going to be to try to get this to happen. But I think it's probably take your downtime trying to kind of work this out.
Good call, Robin. Good call.
What?
Oh, Robin's like, we should do this thing first because this is the plot hook Matt's giving us, and we should do it before we do our downtime for the week.
Nice.
So what week is this then? That was
Right now,
downtime
right now you're in week 5.
Okay, got it.
So you'll be doing your downtime for week 5.
Beautiful.
And it sounds like your activity for the week, trying to see if you can't flush out any lurking Laneshi or other creatures that might be in the water, it sounds like, or plotting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell me what you're doing. All right. So it sounds like there's possibly maneuvering the things loudly, or helping it, helping a large amount of it get there. There's spreading the rumors.
I'd be trying to figure out ways to set up traps in the water and around the shore.
See, with the actual like traps, I guess things might come. They would get hit up. Okay. Give me so. What type of traps are you setting up?
It's kind of hard to say in the water, but maybe some nets. I don't.
Okay. Well, that's work. Yeah, again, that's go ahead and give me a survival check.
All right.
Flavor here. Yes. Yes.
So using my reliable talent, I've got a 15.
15.
Yes.
Reliable talent. Don't eat my keyboard.
Yes, reliable talent.
Very good. So, all right, setting up the nets. You get them so that they would come right onto the shore and get them. I imagine like the net would. You're trying to set them up so that they get pulled and then kind of anchored in some of the supplies you're bringing forward.
Yeah. If they make it past the nets, then I have holes dug in the around the island that they could potentially fall in, and I've given everybody a map to where they are with little clues as to how to find them so as not to fall in them ourselves.
Nice.
Oh
I
boy,
like that.
Marianetta needs to make sure Halrock does not fall in any holes.
All right, so we've got nets set.
Hiss would like to try to set up kind of like blockades in the streets, but kind of set them up with just like empty boxes, like wooden crates, things like that, to kind of direct the way that they can get towards, like get into town. So you can funnel them a little bit more.
So explain, help me out, because if you're going from the Lost Stone, it is like if they take it, then they can directly attack Ravenshine. That is the only thing they need to take over. If they take that over, so what are you doing? Like, what? How would that work?
I guess that might be.
We're doing two different things now. I guess that's where I'm a little confused because there's. At first, we're saying we're trying to trap them. Now you're saying we're trying to defend from them, like during an attack, which is entirely two different things.
No, I'm just saying I want to try to funnel them so they end up going into our trap, so they can't go around it or go.
Okay.
Like try to get like into the town through get to through somewhere else in town and kind of just try to get around everything set up.
Well, so the Lost Stone. My idea is you're setting it on the island of the Lost Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Hiss the Lost Stone
my
is
bad.
on
Sorry.
an island.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I was
Totally okay. All good. Just
no, that makes sense.
Trying to understand.
But you could potentially set up some sort of blockade between the island and where the longhouse is. can you see the map?
Yes.
Yeah. I also have it going in D&D maps for you.
Halvarth is vocally, boisterously trying to telegraph our setup to
Nice.
have them get wind of it.
Give me a deception check.
You got it. That's a pretty good 24.
Oh, very nice. So we've got so what are the types of things Halford is saying?
Oh, he's walking, splashing around at the shores unnecessarily as if he's, coordinating people, and he is like sort of loudly going, "Ah, yes, we shall hide our supplies on the island of the Lawstone. Hopefully the Laneshi will not come here." And so he's like dropping hints of what we're doing, but under the guise of pretending that, or under the guise of not wanting them to know.
Very loudly projecting over Akari Bay.
I perhaps think we should have somebody who is sneaky and able to be under the water. Keep an eye out for scouts.
I was actually going to be the scout myself in both. Apparently, Conjure Elemental allows me to summon a water spirit, and be a squid of myself to, be like, oh, we're aware of the issue, so we're gonna take a look, and pretend like, oh, we're actually scouting, even if it's somewhat camouflaged in ways.
So you're trying to see that the attacks and things would be camouflaged?
No. I'm saying that as Robin has suggested, a scout or water sentry of sorts would be posted in the form of myself in a octopus.
Oh, I got you. To kind of keep them there. All right.
No, so just at least in a form of a giant octopus that, oh, something's keeping an eye out. Oh, that's like this is an actual thing going on, so someone is actually keeping an eye out, sort of thing. Because if you're doing work, like let's say you go logging, right? So we had scouts to go ahead and keep an eye out for.
So you're making sure you're having an elemental do this, or you're having people do this?
I'm doing it myself as a giant octopus.
Okay, so you're the giant octopus keeping an out. All right, so we'll do a perception check.
Yep. That's that, and then okay, so it's 12.
Okay.
I don't know if this is too much to do in the time, but could his have like the builders work on like little ramparts for around the shore of the lodestone to prop nets on for after they're all on the island so they can't flee?
Yeah, sounds good. I think it'll be another survival check.
Cool. That is a 17.
Very good. So to kind of direct them, they might come here, and they've got the hose and thing ready to go.
Cool.
I think just Marionetta.
What kind of boat is it?
What boat?
To move supplies from one location.
They've got like your long ships and things.
I might be a little lost, a little bit confused. So we're not on the boat. We're on the island.
I mean, where you want to be, you're trapping the island, is what my understanding was.
Okay. Trapping the island.
This is what you're doing with that. Some people were spreading the word. Others were getting the nets in and around the island.
Okay.
But I think some people, the other thing was people were moving supplies to the island.
Right.
The boat.
Okay. I will. The item that we're protecting, is someone holding on to that?
It's the Lost Stone. It's a big, giant stone.
It's 10-foot long stone, so no one's holding on to it.
A 10-foot long stone.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 10 foot above and probably 10 feet down into the ground.
Okay. So a large creature could hold such a thing.
Large probably couldn't hold it.
No, okay.
Probably be more huge.
All right.
But like it couldn't be if you couldn't really take it out because that would defeat
Okay.
the purpose of it being there.
Okay. Okay. I think what she'll do is well, the first thing she'll do is she'll make another doll. So she makes Tilly Thimble, and she puts Tilly on one side. If I understand correctly, Halvarth was in the boat.
Halvarth is all over. He's in the water, he's on the boat, he's on the island, he's chatting it up. I can be in the boat whenever you want me to be in the boat.
All right. I do so much better when I have like that firm picture of what's going on. So that's why I'm struggling a little bit.
I will be in the boat with you.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So in that case, sure. I'll put Tilly on one side of the boat. Her only job at the moment is to hold on to Halvarth and make sure they don't fall out. Whereas oh wait, somebody already did perception, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Ideas, because all my ideas are now every idea I have, I seem to be screwing it up here.
I mean, I'm not sure because I feel like you keep stopping yourself instead of completing the idea.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't know.
I thought about trying to like keep watch, but then I remembered about midway through it that somebody's already keeping watch.
Yeah, unless you're keeping watch on
And
something
then-
slightly different. But
I thought about like creating something to kind of protect the crystal, but it sounded like they were too small to do that.
well, they can protect it. I just said they couldn't lift it.
Okay. Then how about this? That's fine. I'll put. Okay, I'll just put Tilly on the on Halberth duty, and I'll put myself on Crystal duty. As in, I'm taking out my weapon and kind of standing really close to it.
All right. I guess go ahead, give me a Dex or Strength check.
Okay. All right. Dex or Strength check. Is that for me or for Billy?
Whichever one.
Okay. Uh, 12.
Okay. In that case, 15, the week drags on as you have these set up. I was going to say, because we'll have to do. How many hundreds of pounds of resources are you putting on the island?
We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, about 100 pounds of timber and about 400 pounds of ore.
Is there a way that we can use a minimal amount of each but make it look like it's more?
I mean, you could certainly try to do that.
There's also, if we wanted to, because I think this is one of those things I was having trouble understanding what we're doing. But what we could do is put it in a wagon, and I could use the wagon to. I can basically fly that wagon if I need to, so that we could get it off the ground if they start attacking.
So this is. So I feel like we confused. This is a trap. So it's not for an attack. It's not a defensive thing. This is about luring them and trapping them. So it feels like sometimes we're getting into like if they attack, but this was meant to be to get them trapped or imprisoned. I understand.
It's designed to be bait that we need to make the pot to, given their conquest and desires for resources, to bring the problem to us above ground where we fight better, where we can then go ahead and go hunt the head afterwards by taking some survivors if the necromancer herself doesn't show up.
Can Marionetta conjure like resources so that we're not actually using our real resources?
She can, but it depends on what's allowed. In other words, she can create a item, but I don't think that would count because if we're talking about timber, that's multiple items, realistically.
Really giant tree as an item.
Well,
if we are doing a what's it called? Like when a raid is raiding our main place, whatever the stronghold, a pile of resource that's 10 by 10 counts as one item. Could I argue that Marionetta could make a pile of resource 10 by 10 as one item?
Yeah, we can do that.
Hmm.
Okay. In that case, what I'll do is instead of having Tilly Thimble out, I will simply create a pile of timber, and I'm just going to keep it inanimate for the moment and just have it there.
This, I think, in the rules counts as 100 pounds of a
Yeah.
resource.
Correct.
So we have a fake 100 pounds, and now, let's, I don't know, put 300 real pounds. So 400 total bait. Yays or nays?
Works for me.
I was thinking 6, but sure.
Okay, let's do 4, so there's 100 pounds for each of us. I like that number.
All right. Sounds good. In that case, with what you've brought up, as it gets to the time, the bows go off, and Gwynthalion, you see what appears to be 50 red-scaled Kepmere. And they're fastly approaching the island.
Oh no.
Under the wall.
So gone, they're kind of trying to do a preemptive strike on these resources. And let's see here. What was, I know Rami had this, what was your current enforcement on this?
I think we had everything maxed. So I believe we have doobity-doobity-doo. We have 30 people here. And our raid DC bonus is doubled because we have it as a rank 3. So the min was 10, and we're doing that twice. So our DC would go up by 4 times 2, which is by 8.
Okay, so that brings it to a 25 DC. And then given actually that is 30. Yeah. Sounds good. So then, as you have them ready to go, with your fortifications and everything you were telling me about, this is going to be an additional 5, which should give you a 30 DC, I believe, on this raid, or this particular early force that's come up.
I did do my math wrong. Do you want me to interrupt you, or should we just let
Yeah,
it go?
go. What is it?
It's I multiplied it too many times because so we have our bonus would be a +2, not a +4. So it's 4 total. So it goes up from 17 to 21.
To 21, and then I said a 5 for 26.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, they only score their 22. Here, which let's see here. 26. Okay. It's fast, but your traps go off. The lines haven't dragged them. Marionetta and her creations are able to defend appropriately. And you do lose, I believe, 15 folk. Double check here.
Oh, yeah, raids. Yep.
1d10 defenders are slain.
Is that what it is? Thank you. I was just trying to find it real quick. So, because of just a straight fail.
Mhm.
Or straight skits on that, yeah. So that is 7 defenders.
Okay.
And how does saving them work with healing?
Per level is 1 person per level.
Mhm.
One person. Okay.
So if anyone wants to do any of that.
That's why I asked the question. I will heal. I will save 5 of them.
I'll save the other 2.
All right.
For future reference, Matt, how would lay on hands be able to do anything here?
Yeah.
It's like a pool of points.
It's an interesting one. I guess we can say 5 points a person.
Okay, cool.
Seems to lay on hands likes to do things in 5s. Generally speaking. So I think converting that to a level of spell is appropriate. So with this attack, it is vicious. You're healing, being prepared. You're able to fully give yourselves to this effort, being fairly confident that a full raid isn't here, that this was just a force that was days ahead trying to sneak in, falling for your clever traps and boasts. And out of the forces, you are able to capture 5 Kepmir, while slaying 20 and 25 others, fleeing back off into the sea. I will tell you, I'm deleting a force from something that might be upcoming, is what you were able to do with this thing. So you benefited yourself by taking care of something here that you would have had to take care of all in one raid. Is what you've achieved. I'll give you your other ding ding ding.
Did we lose any resources in this?
So I do believe you would have lost 1 pile.
Okay.
Actually, because you did have 5, we would do. You lost the fake pile.
Yay! I was about to ask how to do that.
Lovely.
I decided at 5 or 6, they went for the fake one, and you got a 6.
Okay. Well, preparation does lead to things, but that seems not what we were looking for. Perhaps we should talk to our friends that we've acquired from this? And
Indeed.
maybe, just maybe, perhaps you should tell them about this deal that you've made with this demon out in the woods. And that, the one that tells us the most information that we want to hear. I don't miss New York City at all.
Jesus Christ.
I don't miss it at all. And I'm glad my windows are soundproof. But maybe we should inform them all that we are looking for a soul to be donated at the end of winter to an archdemon to do with as she pleases. And so, the one who is most forthcoming with information will be spared the possibility of this consequence. That's just the thought I had. But I'm just a little weird.
Marionetta wants to run up to one of them, grab them, and just start shaking them. Tell us what you know.
Okay, they just. That's all that's happening.
We're feeding you to an archdemon. The one who doesn't tell us gets priority to not to go to the demon, but the one who doesn't tell us will be given to the archdemon, and the ones who are more forthcoming will not be given to the archdemon.
I suggest you listen to my diminutive friend. Her evil is thrice the size of her small frame.
Nice.
I grimace at them.
Marionetta, give me an insight check.
Okay. They don't understand me, do they? 25.
Ooh.
25. You look at them, you look at their eyes. One is kind of completely clouded, they're drooling a bit, and they look like they're struggling against their chains and ropes, but it's as if they're under a strange pallor, and you recognize it enough. This is like almost like a mind control, more like almost like a drugged mind control, as though they've been addled and revved up.
Oh, guys, these people are being controlled in the mind. I don't think they're going to willingly tell us anything, even if they could, unless we figure out how to break that link.
A heinous ploy. Hist, Bjork, do you recognize this methodology?
No, but it is quite ingenious if you think about it.
Are you sure you don't recognize it at all?
Does it appear to be of magical nature, or is it more of the natural world?
Above table, I could just be completely forgetting. I have a horrible memory.
You can do you can do Arcana or a medicine check.
I will do the medicine portion of things. I will. What is it for today? Odds or evens? It just wants to keep feeding me odds. All right.
In an above table, Robin the player thinks this is a Venom thing.
Oh.
Oops, not nature. So minus why? Oh, because that. All right. So 24. 26
Okay.
on medicine.
Yeah. I think examining them very carefully, you can see where there's incisions around the top of their skull and in the sides. And you're actually able to peel back and see that it even looks like there's been cuts into their skin and then through their skull. And following the work and that's been done here.
Yeah. Can I do this on one of the dead ones?
What? You want to do this on the dead one? We can do this on a dead one. Cool.
Yeah,
like
I don't want to kill the.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I collect teeth and all.
You start to see it on the live one, and you go, okay, let me go with this dead one now.
Yes.
And you kind of look around, and you find this almost like the sluggish organism that's been inserted through the skull onto their brain. As you dig through, it itself now is rapidly losing its life force. And with Hist, you recognize this as kind of as you begin tearing out the brain, there's a necromantic magic upon the slug that is now being lost as it's becoming inert. Essentially, the two of you discover that it seems undead slugs are being put into their brains in order to rev them up into violence.
Well, this isn't good.
No shit.
Was that
I
an
can-
accident? Put it back.
Well, no, we shouldn't. It's out now. There's no point. Might as well try to figure out if we can remove them without killing them all.
What if we attack the mind?
In what way?
You know, did damage to the mind. Like magical damage to the mind.
Oh,
I'm
if
pretty
someone
sure.
can.
I'm pretty sure that inserting these was magical damage to one's mind.
Maybe, but if these things can be harmed in any way, then wouldn't it be in the head?
Just look at the corpses on the island. I'm pretty sure that they can be damaged in many ways. But you're talking about that you want to damage the worms inside of them.
The worms.
Right. So to do damage to the worms, I'm assuming you're going to have to do damage to the host.
Possibly. Unless we can target the worm instead of this creature. I can try, but I don't know if it's going to work.
Finding this creature, Matt, have I ever seen anything like it?
Give me a nature check.
And then give me a d4, please. 22.
Okay. I think. Yeah, looking at these, you've seen slugs like this, these things that can, like, almost like parasitics.
Mm-hmm.
Though normally, they might latch onto different parts of the body, but a lot of times inside creatures' brains as they get in there. Very deadly usually, but this seems, as you even observed its behavior before it kind of lost it, is targeted, and you notice specifically two like pieces of the brain to cause aggression,
Right.
and anger. So, they wouldn't do that normally. They'd actually try to stay undetected. They would naturally go away and try to live as long as they could without causing symptoms.
Right.
But yeah, you do think they naturally are made to exist in the brain as part of Grimhalis' world, Atharis, but are there and primarily live in saltwater.
So off of that, obviously know of the existence. Are there herbal or natural medicines that would naturally cause these, like, them to want to get out that I wouldn't be aware of?
So living ones, sure, you could create you'd over time eat certain things that would cause your system to be not as great for them, and they'd want to
Right.
eject themselves or try to move
Right, on the living ones. That's what my thought process. But for the undead ones, I have no idea.
Yeah, undead ones, by sheer definition, they're being controlled by, well, their natural processes are negated.
Can I do some kind of check to see how they're like if I can sever how they're being controlled? Like an Arcana check?
Like on a particular one?
Yes.
Sure. You would. Let's make your Arcana check.
Oh, that's funny. 28.
Okay. And like, what types of things are you doing to try to determine this?
I guess in order to do this, he has to be looking at between different bodies, like of the corpses, trying to find ones that still have like energy or connection to its source in them, and through there, just like kind of trying to like exert his own magic into it, and or kind of more pull from the magic remaining in the in them to see exactly if you can feel what the source is.
Yeah.
And if you
That's
can
what I'd say, I think. I think utilizing various runestones and I think summoning cold fire a little bit here, using your abilities. You're part worm. You make this circle, and we're gonna say for the purpose of this, it's about an 8-hour ritual to free this one in front of you. As they kind of become a little more cleared and are scared, almost like they have no understanding of how they got where they are right now.
Is it the intense emotion of the antagonism, the anger that you were mentioning that seems to be latching them on?
They are causing the intense emotion.
They are causing it.
The slugs are.
Valerian, if I don't know if this would work or not, so I'm going to ask you, but if I were to calm them down, would that make the worms leave, or would it not do anything?
They're going to be how they're going to be until that goes away. I don't think, as I'm unfamiliar with the particulars of the spell, but we don't think that they'd work on undead, which is the issue that we're facing with this regard. That would be my concern. And
yeah, this would have to be a humanoid.
In the background. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say if you were going to hearing my fire alarm in the background.
Yeah. And they can't mirror themselves. They're not humanoid.
Oh, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Halvarth is in the background. He's a man of action, so he has empowered his flaming fists and is beating one of the ones that is still alive but has the worm inside its head with Divine Smite, which deals extra damage to undead. And he's hoping that he's going to kill the worm before he kills the Ketmir and save him.
On second thought, I want to cast Calm Emotions on Halvarth.
But this is a righteous endeavor. I'm not angry. I'm helpful.
No. Roll that radiant damage. Let's see what happens.
Okay. I mean, they're restrained, correct?
Yeah. So you hit. I'm good.
Oh, okay. So we're rolling the damage. I mean, all right. So, okay.
So we'll say one hit goes off before you're able to be calmed away to at least have a conversation.
Okay, that is Hal would have attempted to grapple them first, right? To hold them and punch them. So that was 10 magical bludgeoning plus 1 magical bludgeoning plus 16 radiant plus this is the extra radiant 2 radiant to the undead.
Okay. So,
Oh, plus 5 fire, 4 fire, 5 fire.
perfect. All right. So let me. Here. Perfect. So. Okay. So, so you already have. So, one has been cured by the 8-hour ritual. This one, as you beat, as it screams, blood shoots out. It's bloodied, but it gets it's sight a little back and looks again very confused and angry. And you take 1 fire damage for touching it,
Oh, sure.
for grappling it,
Brother, are you back with us?
brother. Um, it does respond. I'm back.
I will lay on hands. For, let's do 15.
Okay, is it? You've helped. Thank you. Thank you. Kind of looks very confused as it's on land. And let me go. Let me go.
Well, we will, but just out of curiosity, what do you remember?
We're celebrating an alliance, and we were told to report for duty. We were drinking and eating. I guess we all must have passed out. Forces and platoons of me and my soldiers. They start to look at all the corpses. You've killed my friends.
So that yes, that's what I was meaning. You are all infected, and we only managed to cure you.
No, there's 2 cured, aren't there? One with the ritual and one because of Halvard.
One because of the visual. Yes. So yes, the two go. They look. Okay, and you see they realize that they've come out of something. They're processing that their people have been killed, but also, um, also looking at you, they are getting a little fearful, recognizing some tinge of your power. The hissed.
I don't mean any harm. We just want to figure out who or what exactly did this to all of you.
Yes, please. Any other day we may be foes, but today, let us be friends.
I don't know. It must have been I guess the Laneshi of the Alliance. What did I don't know if our captains, did they know what they were going to do to us?
Probably not. I'm gonna say the alliance was a ruse to get you to them. My next guess is that they drugged you so that they could experiment on you. And it seems to have worked pretty well.
Indeed. And as you get close, Bjorg, this little jewel on their chest kind of glows. And they murderer.
I take a step back.
The blood of my people are on your hands. You killed the children. They seem somewhat conflicted over the whole thing, but
Are the blood of our people not on yours?
I didn't kill any infants. Unlike you.
Well, technically, neither did they. This was only us two, if you must direct your ire at anyone.
Indeed. As he scolds at your presence too.
Wait, just for some clarification, I actually did not make it down to.
You weren't down there, but you were within the
Right.
the magical sense they have. Killed a nest.
If you're expecting me to apologize for what I've done, I won't.
All right, Hist, why don't you sit down and stop talking? We fear that the Laneshi may do much more than kill your nests. Times are hard here in Valika, and I imagine in the sea. Please, today let us join forces. We will protect your future nests, if you promise to help us protect our people. You have my solemn oath.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Anything,
I-
Marinetta, would you like to add to that?
Yes. I want to. Oh. I want to briefly step out in front of Halverth and say, "So saith Halverth, so saith we all," as I give you a bardic. And
Nice.
for abilities, you can actually roll these with advantage.
Ooh, well, my first roll was 18 on the die, so let's see what the second roll is.
So it's the
You-
bardic
you-
with advantage.
You can re-roll it and choose which one you want to go with. So
the
it's
bardic, right?
No,
Or
No,
the,
no.
the actual D20.
the D20.
Okay, cool.
That's what I meant
Okay.
to say. I'm sorry.
27 without the bardic. What's the bardic?
I'm gonna check to be absolutely sure I'm telling you this correct, because I've never played this type of bard before. And I know that it's a little different. So here we go. Ability checks. The bardic inspiration die can be rolled. Okay, no, it is. So I'm sorry, you were correct. It's that you roll the bardic twice and go with the higher. So the bardic dice is the D8.
Okay. My first roll was better for the thingy anyway, so the second roll, the advantage roll did better.
Okay.
Okay, and then you said a D8. Oh, okay. Well, double sevens. 27 plus 7. 30 something.
34.
Thank you.
Thank you, luck now. For the future of my people, you will not. You swear Ragfall will protect the nests. Then I will convince any whom you can free from these slugs to fight alongside and defend from our controlled brethren. And any that survive, you may help too.
Halvarth turns to his friends with 2 big thumbs ups.
So currently that means you would add 2 forces, and if you can take care of the slugs and the other 3,
Matt,
yeah,
I would like to try something. I don't know if it'll work or not.
yeah, try something.
I want to get one of them drunk with whiskey to see how that affects the slug.
So,
And
the slugs are undead. This is the problem.
Okay.
So they don't have a biology. Undead are traditionally immune to poison.
Okay.
So I like the ideas. We gotta
No, that's fine.
get with what like. I need more. Give me something.
Well, the reason is because you were saying, and I don't know if
I have
works
this.
with them or not.
If you go
You
with
were
it, you
were
try to mix it with holy water.
okay. Oh, because the only reason is you were saying make it uninhabitable, so that was the first thing that came to my mind. But adding holy water to it, that's great.
Yeah.
Or just filling them full of holy water. But I don't know how much we have, so that's the problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you might have. I'm just trying to give ideas if you wanted to how you might want to combine this with something to maybe make it work.
Yeah, I should have 1 vial of holy water that Griff gave us.
Okay.
So, yes, I would pour that in there.
Yeah, I would say let's do probably Arcana, unless do you have alchemist tools or something similar?
Nope.
Brewer's tools.
Nope. The only tools I have are cartographer tools and thieves tools.
Okay. So you can get help from somebody, but this would be probably I would either do survival or intelligence on it, probably. But you could also ask one of your friends that you have this idea with. But it's up to you.
Okay, I would ask Hist.
Okay.
What he thinks of my idea.
Oh, it could work. We might as well try.
All right. So let's do this. Bjorg, why don't you give sounds good, survival with plus Hist's Arcana, or basically his proficiency bonus. Or no,
Okay.
whole Arcana bonus. This is whole Arcana bonus.
Then +9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is combining your two's work.
Okay, so this is going to be great. Using my reliable talent, I get a 15 plus his 9 would be 24.
24. So his was you working the restore during that time. You're trying to combine these substances. This is like as you're put the heat down to this, add this herb, how that works, and you're able to combine the holy power into this mead And so now you have this bottle of holy mead that you feed to one of them as they go from milky to just heavily dilated. But ready to serve and go, what happened? We'll fight with these. We will fight with these. Let's fight. Yes. So it's a total of 3 Ketmir soldiers.
Well, we've gotten some at least. I could do the ritual, another ritual, but it takes a long time.
Well, I can try to inspire them with a bit of a song.
If you think it'll help.
Well,
I think again, let's bring this idea a little bit. If you're talking about it,
all right.
how it affect will
Well,
take care of the
Halverth
problem.
was the one who made the deal. So Marietta wants to instill more confidence in Halverth by singing a song of his great exploits.
So what's this trying to accomplish? I'm trying to understand the goal.
Trying to. Oh wait, they're down, aren't they? They're dead. They're like.
So yeah, so there's 3 that are conscious, 2 are under control of the slugs.
Maybe with the power of beautiful music, it wakes them up. Actually, no, that would never happen. But still, I don't know. I was thinking they were up, so it's all good.
Gotcha. Yeah, say if you want to try to combine it with something like we
Sure.
workshopped Bjorg's idea, right? Which like, so I don't know, because again, you have to somehow get to that. Like, do you have vicious mockery?
Yes.
Okay. So we can do a performance check, and we can see the DC. See, you have to hit 22. And I'll say you can vicious mockery the slugs. How does that sound with your rousing song?
Would I have to get a 22 on vicious mockery?
It has to be 22 on your performance check.
Oh, on my performance check. Okay. Yeah, why not?
I think is actually better for you.
I'll give it a shot. So she'll pick up her fiddle and she starts to play a nice romantic ballad as she goes, no one's slick as Halverth, no one's quick as Halverth, no one's neck's as incredibly thick as Halverth. It just keeps on going and going, and I'm going to do my performance. It's a 25.
Very good. So as you play and allow people to get directly to the slugs as one more kind of their eyes become clear. And you've got your 4th Ketmir.
I will gladly beat up another one if that is what we think is necessary.
That was the fastest way.
Huzzah! My flaming fists!
Oh no.
I think I need a medicine check.
Shit. All right.
To
Let's do it.
decide if you can stop yourself in time to not kill them.
Okay. This is a +0. Let's see.
Oh gosh.
15.
15 will do it. As you're like,
Yay.
You go, stop! Stop! Oh, sorry. Oh. No, the punches were in love, my friends.
Yes.
Explain. All right, you've added 5 Ketmir to your forces. The limit, a limitation is really a limitation. It's just how you have to kind of move them. Is they can only defend the Isle due to their more aquatic nature. So RF10, which just means you would move your forces around a little bit, but just as a, and And they actually kind of have to defend RF10. They can't really be anywhere else because you can't store them into your base too much, at least not for a long term. They can be relocated, I would say, once a raid would begin, because they can go on land if they need to. But they at least have to start at RF10. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Indeed.
Cool. So I'm asking because we just made up some rules this entire last part of the session. We just started making stuff up, which was very fun. So I like to make sure it all sounds good to everyone.
We like to throw things in that aren't supposed to be there, Matt.
I love it. I
Keeping you on your toes.
thought it was really cool, actually. This was. So with that, forces lost, but actually no, because you were able to hero your forces and only non-essential things taken. You have a unadulterated success, or sorry, unmitigated success.
Huzzah.
And I'll give you one more little chance here. Is I think I need a persuasion check for Marionetta to see if you can turn this. You can describe what this might look like. Turn this into taking your people out of their melancholy.
Okay. Oh boy. You want to describe first?
Yeah.
Take my people out of their melancholy. So I assume we're talking about the clan here.
Yeah, Clan Regwell.
All right. I think Marionetta's rather unconventional approach is usually best. She doesn't really talk to the adults in town very much. So she's actually going to do this a different way. She's going to use her storytelling, and when she gets the children together for their story time, which she does every day, usually right after breakfast, and it makes the parents happy, it gets the kids out of the house, that sort of thing. She's going to start telling stories of these wonderful sea people who it is believed are the friends of our village, and that we have broken bread with them, and I'll start talking them up as friendly acquaintances that we should welcome into our clan as they are earning their right to be among us, and that sometimes it's okay to go out of your way to make friends with people who other people might think are scary or different, and you never know if you might make a friend that way. And she's trying to do this in such a way so that the kids can go home and start talking to their parents, and maybe that influence will come through that.
I like it.
All right, persuasion. Yum. I'm just looking at my features here. All right. Can't cast anything on myself. Okay, so it's going to be a straight roll. And I think the second part of that, as I'm looking at things, would be that she starts spreading the same types of things via rumor in places where they don't have children. Okay, so persuasion, here we go. Not the best roll. That's a 13.
Okay. I would say you get the kids, so you get them telling it, but as much as the kids are excited by this, you feel that still take an amount of time for the adults to fully catch it. So you don't see an immediate break in it, though everyone's a little more happy. They're still wondering if the Ketmir will keep their promise. And as night falls, and the end of the 5th week occurs, there's still trepidation and nervousness and fear over Clan Ragfall. We will end there for tonight.
Good night, everyone.